Howdy folks, Alex Caskey here with Barred Owl Brook Farm and Tree Nursery, and I just wanted to take advantage of this gorgeous late October day to do a video tour of the tree nursery before everything drops all its leaves and we tuck everything in for the winter. We've been busy this year expanding our nursery beds, trying some new methods, and all of this will be available for purchase through our online sale platform. That's bardowlbrookfarm.com/nursery. You can go there and you can place your orders for spring or fall delivery or pickup. So I'm going to turn the camera around here and show you what all we've got going on. So I'm going to start here at the entrance, and right here we've got some West Danby hybrid chestnuts mixed in with some Sheffield's thornless honey locust. So these trees are all 2 years old. Down here we have an assortment of chestnuts, PQK, and then some Pain and Sleeping Giant. Some of these are, this one's about 5 feet tall, 2 years old. The hazelnuts here, they were gorgeous bright red just a week or two ago, but you can see there's a few hanging on, but they've mostly leaf dropped. This is Kiva hybrid 2-year-olds and Perron American hazelnut. Here we got a persimmon bed. These are 2-year-old seedling persimmons. Those ones there are from Akiva, and then there's a few down here from Ken Asmus at Oikos Tree Crops. And then here's a bunch of persimmon grafts that I did. There's a Proc. What else? Early Jewel, it looks like, and some Meter. Then if we head down here, this is mostly more thornless honey locust, though I do have a few plum grafts. This here's a nice plum. I believe that's Bounty. And I have it on a 2-year-old rootstock. Yeah, Bounty. There we go. That's a 2-year-old American plum rootstock. Then here we've got more 2-year-old chestnuts. Down there, that's AU Homestead. And as we work our way down, this side is Hanson. And really happy with these. 2 years old, it's really nice to see chestnuts at 3 to 5 feet, 4 to 5 feet. Many of these are over 3 feet, some are pushing 5. So really happy there. What else have we got? So going over to this side, these are all 2-year-old mulberries, and it's a little difficult to see because a lot of them have dropped their leaves, but this one here is probably, I don't know, 6.5 feet. Our biggest one there, you can see the top up there, I think that's about 10 feet. I'm going to have to measure it because I think that's a new record for a 2-year-old mulberry seedling. These, we got hit this year with some mulberry leaf spot. It's a fungal disease. It doesn't affect the main stems, maybe the growing tips a bit, but we'd be pruning these back for shipping or planting probably regardless. It has led to a little bit of early drop. We're cleaning up all the leaves so that spores don't stick around, and then we'll probably not plant mulberries on this south garden next year. We'll plant them across the way. But yeah, these if you order these 2-year-olds, we're gonna have to prune them down for shipping. We don't have boxes that are 9 feet. But if you pick up, we can leave them a little longer, and some of them even have nice side branches starting to develop, as you can see here. So just awesome vigor for a 2-year-old seedling, especially when you see how tiny a mulberry seed is. These are all 1-year-old chestnuts. I believe all these are from R9, Route 9 Cooperative, Greg Miller there. And here we got a nice bed of 2-year-old white oak. And these are looking really healthy. We collected these nuts from just up the road at Webroy Swamp. And I hope we're able to sell some this year because they were gorgeous bright red just not too long ago. Moving down here, a few apple trees we're playing around with. So this here, you can see this was the winner of those mulberries. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's about 10 feet now. Over here we got, this is red mulberry, and red mulberry was an interesting one for me because it basically, they all died back to near the base over the winter. They just couldn't handle the winter. So you can see down here, this one has like, I don't know, 5, 6 stems. And some of these are huge. I mean, these are also pushing 10 foot, multi-stemmed and everything. So I don't know if they're just going to die all the way back to the ground again this year, or if they learn their lesson and we're going to harden off a little sooner. But definitely curious about red mulberry, but the jury is still out. Not sure how that'll go, but maybe as a multi-stemmed annual growth. Here's more 2-year-old mulberries. Looking down these lines here, we got these are 1-year-old Akiba hybrid hazelnuts. I was really happy with those. Here we got some Pocahontas elderberry, as well as some plums. Here's some hazelnuts growing down here. These plums look like, these are American plums. I have some plum grafts right here. Probably, I think, more Bounty and Toka plum. And then these I'm hoping to use for rootstocks. Down here we've got the Goosasol plum from Ken Asmus. Really excited about this one. Crazy cool form it's got going. Tons of lateral branches. Single stemmed. I guess according to him, one of the advantages of this is that it doesn't sucker like a lot of plums do. Behaves itself a little more for better and for worse. Here we got northern pecan and some black walnut. And these beds are, we're trying something new here. We're using these fabric mesh pots. So if you see anything on the website labeled F pot, that's what this is. And basically these are mesh fabric this one's a 10-inch, which is bigger. These are just 5-inch in these beds, but I used all of them, so this is what I got for an example. But you dig a hole and you fill that with garden soil, and then it's basically root pruning. It's using that same concept as an air prune, but in this way it's a constriction. So those roots grow through those little mesh holes, then they get pinched off, and they branch further back closer to the stem, and then these will come out easy. I hope. I haven't done this yet, but in the fall I'll just be able to slide those out, and then they can be auger planted. So this is something we're trying out where it's going to be a more expensive product, but the ease of planting might very well make up for any of the extra financial cost. And the trees do seem happy, so we'll see how that goes in terms of actually harvesting them. Here, these are some gorgeous aronias. They're putting on a show. Viking aronia seedlings here. Bright red, just very beautiful. You can see our comfrey's done well. You can use this as a living mulch. It was either comfrey or thistle, so Canadian thistle, so I went for comfrey. These are more of our fabric pots. It looks like some Nanking cherry hiding in here. Butternut. Those butternut or walnut? I always get them confused. We've got both, but these are black walnuts. So these are black walnuts here. Black locust. Got some persimmons. They've already dropped their leaves. More mulberry. More black locust. And then these are, I know these are butternuts. So there's a butternut. This here isn't a Goosasol graft. This is from Ken's original trees. I was able to get this one to take, so I've got a nice graft. Looks very similar to the seedlings, but there is a little difference there in the original. We'll see how those others mature. In these white tubes, I've just got more grafts. This is American plum. These look really healthy. Really happy with these. Going to make great rootstocks or just planting. And then here's more of the Goosasol plums from Ken. This whole bed's just persimmon. Those are tightly spaced there at the end, and then we have some that are a little more generously spaced. Those, the goal there will be to use those as rootstocks for grafting. And then there's another kind. These are both, we have two types of persimmon seed, Kiva and from Ken, the Oikos version. So And then here we've got a whole bed of mulberries, and unfortunately I just discovered that the deer discovered the nursery. And I was wondering when this was going to happen, but it's happening now, and so now I'm going to be getting an electric fence up. I'd seen some damage last night, didn't have time to get it up, and it looks like they came back. So that's what I get for procrastinating. And these will all be okay still. You know, they nipped them at like 3-4 feet, so that's probably what I was going to prune them back to anyway. But yeah, definite bummer, and I guess now it's time for electricity. Then wrapping up this tour, here on my right, we've got Nanking cherry down there. Then this is a mix of 1-year-old thornless honey locusts, a few Hershey seedlings mixed in there. Over there we got some sparse hazelnut. Those are from Buzz Ferber. And then lastly here, the black locust. I guess I should, lastly are these 3-year-old honey locusts that are just doing great. This one, they really took off in year 3. We'll see how these transplant, but this one's probably 6 feet, 6.5 feet. So excited about those. And then down here we have all of our honey locust grafts. Ashworth here did really well. They all took well. Ashworth really took off in terms of growth. Yeah, and then I think this is about it. These are chestnuts in mesh, the fabric mesh pots. Few ginkgos mixed in here for fun. Got a neighbor who was interested in growing ginkgos, so I figured I'd try to get some going and see how they do. Those are all from seed. Here's some persimmon. This is the other side of those 2-year-old chestnuts. And then I think this is about it. Over here we got some PQK and Sleeping Giant chestnuts, 2-year-olds. And then right down here, some Kilgore hazelnuts. Still hanging on to a few leaves. Here I am now in the north garden. It's gorgeous 2-year-old hazelnuts putting on a show still. Most of the hazels have lost their leaves, but these ones are still looking pretty. Over here we got some river locust or false indigo or Amorpha fruticosa. A little tricky to see. They dropped their leaves quite a while ago, but a lot of 2 to 4 foot stems in there. We got a little garden kitty coming to visit. Here we got more of the 2-year-old hazels. This way, this little stand here is some gorgeous 2-year-old meadow willow. You can see meadow willow just gets this nice multi-stemmed thicket here. Just great for privacy screens, habitat, browse, all that. Really having good luck with meadow willow. And then over here we just have a whole collection of different kinds of willow. Kind of tricky to see distinguish from each other at this angle, but we got pussy willow, black willow, shining willow, winter glory, miabiana. Just using a mix of all the Latin and common names. Americana. There's some elderberries hiding in here. Hybrids of various things. Unfortunately, the deer recently discovered this and just mowed it down again, so got to get electricity going over here as well. And then if you can see in those last 2 rows there, we just got a cover crop going. Peas and oats. Just trying to feed the soil, give it a rest, and hopefully it'll be raring to go next year for some more willows. So like I said, these are a combo of fabric pots and bare root, and you can check out all the availability on our website. Looks like Finch is hiding in here. Is that a garden kitty? Keeping an eye on things, bud? Appreciate it. No birds, just rodents.